This is how to do a recording of your Zoom recording. So if you're doing a presentation on Zoom and you wanted to record that and package it down, quite often the way that Zoom records it, it puts your little picture up in the window, and then it's a bit messy and you've got your mouse moving around. This is a way that you can get a clean recording using Camtasia. So I've already set up Camtasia and I'm recording, and that's what you need to do first. And I've just did a screenshot before so you can see this is the record window that comes up to do screen recording. I've selected my full screen on my iMac. This is my webcam, so I've got that on as well, the one I'm talking to you on now. This is my microphone that of choice here, and I'm also recording system audio. So if you did have any videos or anything, it will get the audio recording of that. Then I hit record, you go 3, 2, 1, and you end up doing what I'm doing now, which is a screen record. So you want to do this before you start your Zoom meeting. So you might be burning up a little bit of extra tape. Don't do it half an hour before, do it 5 minutes before, but then you've got that recording and you know that you're capturing everything on your screen. Then this is my presentation I'm going to use. Now, traditionally what we could do is go full screen and play, but that's not going to work. And the reason that's not going to work is that when we go to share screen in Zoom, we have that little box up there that's got green and red on it that says we're sharing our screen. So this is the way that I do it, is I will position this as a full screen, and I would leave my, what do you call that? The navigator, the slides on the side. You can have that there, or I'll just drag it off the side like that and drag that out there and make it full. But for this purpose, I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this window back down. I'm going to fill the screen like this, because later on what we can do in Camtasia is we can crop in and get rid of everything. But by leaving it up here, there's enough gap here that the record, the share screen button on Zoom is going to sit just on the outside of this. We can always crop in a little bit tighter. Do a few tests, you'll work it out. So here I am, I'm ready to go. Now it's time to start the Zoom. So I come down here to Zoom. Let's start a new meeting. And here we are, firing up. Let me escape, hit escape. And now I'll size my window down and just say I've set up the meeting, I've got people coming in, and now we've hit the top of the hour. And hello everyone, I'll get rid of this, we don't need that. Hello everyone, we're here to do this presentation. Now of course at this stage they're just seeing this window here, me full screen. And then I'll go, okay, I'm going to go in and let's start sharing the screen. I'm going to select my full desktop up here and share. I'll click share. That's it. Now, of course, they're seeing full screen here, but see this window of me here? I don't want this on this screen. Now, I've got 2 monitors, and get a cheap second monitor. It doesn't have to be expensive. And I'm just going to drag that off now. So I'm still there. I can see myself, but now it's not recording. The only thing we can't get rid of is this up here. But now you can see that it's just out of shot. I mean, I could even move that down just a bit like that if I wanted, but I might have to crop the bottom up a little bit. There you go. So now I go through and talking about key lights, fill lights and backlights, and how you don't need to know most of that stuff, how you can look good with one light. It's all about lighting eyes and smiles, blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So now I've come back and they're seeing me full screen here, but of course we're still recording this whole lot here. Goodbye everyone, it's been wonderful, and I end the meeting for all. So there you go. Now this is now recording, and you've got that as a backup, but that's the recording we didn't want. I'm going to drag that window off as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this Camtasia recording here, and then it's going to go into Camtasia. Then I'm going to start recording again on screen share and show you the process of what you get and what you can do with that, if that makes sense. So I'm now stopping. Here we are again, and now we're recording the recording. So I shut that down. Now I'm in Camtasia, And this was that previous screen recording. I'll just start it from here. So I've started Zoom, and I want to just make reference to this again, that if I hadn't moved this picture off, I wouldn't be able to do it. So you're seeing me speak down on the right-hand side. Just to let you know, I'm going to play this. But see this window of me here? I don't want this on this. So this down on the left here was when we recorded originally. You now have that picture of you, which is that same picture. But if Zoom recorded, oh, hang on, let me hit Control Z, Command Z. If you ever make a mistake, just go straight back. Oh, I did it again. I've got 2 selected. I can't move that. I'm trying to move this. But Zoom would have put this up in the right-hand corner. So we got rid of that. Screen now. I've got 2 monitors, and let me just go down here. This is confusing for me. I've got, which recording am I doing? So that's where we resized it. Now, see this picture here of me? I can now move this anywhere. But this is where I'm doing my presentation. So I'm just going to scroll on my mouse to reduce that size. And now I'm just going to go and now fill the screen with my presentation. And I just use my up, down, back and side arrows here on your keyboard just to do fine adjustment. And there you go. So as we were playing, backlights and how you don't need to know most of that stuff, how you can look good with one light. See, that's how you get your full presentation. But now you can put yourself anywhere that you want. Now, because I'm talking to you now, I'm down in the bottom right of the screen. But just imagine I wanted to record. I'll show you a nice little trick. God, I'm getting tangling my words here. If I go to visual effects on the left here and select mask, click on it, hold it and drag it, so I can make a little circle with that. And now I resize myself, bring myself up. You can actually constrain stop that moving. Anyway, the idea is, quickly want to show you, is now I can make that a circle rather than. Got to make sure you grab the right one. That's to resize the one on the outside. So let's just say I had that over there. And here's one more thing you can do. I mean, there's literally so many things that you can do, but just an idea to get you going. Reduce that size a little bit. I'm going to click on myself speaking. So that's the image that we put the mask, the circle around. And just so you're clear that that is separate. See, it's highlighted here. This is a separate track that's on. I'm just going to grab the little white circle there and move it off to the side just at the moment. So, and we're going to bring that back in later. Now with this image here, as well as reducing the size of the image, we can also crop the image. So you go up to here, see this little crop marks here, click on that. It changes. I'll just click on, so if it's the little arrow, that means it's the sizing arrow, it circles. If I go to crop, it turns them blue into little squares. So sometimes you might be trying to do something and you haven't realized you haven't switched back. But by cropping and holding those little things, now you see that I can actually go in here and change the look. I'm going to move along here so where we get back to our presentation that I was talking through. Yeah, about here. So click it again, it brings up those. Now I'm going to crop that. So that's almost like my full keynote now. Go back up, hit the arrow, and now we can reposition that. So if I brought myself back on, I could have myself, you know, like it's a little tidier. So what else can we do? That's because I'm on a black background, it's not showing up. All right. So what we're going to do is add another track. I'm just going to reduce, you know, if you hover over there and you get that little signal, you can show more tracks below. You can adjust the size of the canvas to anything you want. I'm going to go over here to annotations, and you get all these different things up here. I'm just going to go to a background. I just want a white background. Click it and drag it. And generally what I do is I oversize things, you know, because quite often sometimes you might put it in and it hasn't quite filled the frame. I make sure is what I do. But down here, you can see it. This is where it is here now. So you've just got to expand that out now so it's the full length of that track that you want. But I want that as a background. So remember, this is layers. I'm just going to click and hold and drag it now underneath. So now when I put myself over here, it looks a little bit better. But I might want to go, I'm just going to resize that down a little bit more, put that up over there and put me here. And if I had it, maybe I could put my branding logo up here or something like that. You can make another one of these backgrounds. This is my color. Again, I'll just put it on. So you can drag it straight onto the screen or you can drag it down to here. It doesn't matter. It does the same thing. I want this to be above the white. So I'm just going to do it now. Resize the whole size. And now because that's above the white but below the video, it's in here. There it is under there. I'm just going to drag that out, put it back. And what I'm going to do is make a little border. If you're not watching, you can be clicking the wrong things. A little over that way. So you just use your up, down, on your keyboard, your up, down, left and right keys. So now I want to move that video and that background together. So I've got to select them in the timeline here. There's that, and there's the video. And now when I move them, they'll move together. So let me just say I put that up there, and then I made myself a little bit bigger and just cropped the side there. And that, maybe get a bit of branding there, a bit of branding underneath.